Hi, this is another quick tip from Norm's Studio, and this tip's about avoiding beading or puddling when you get a new plastic or metal palette. Of course, ceramic palettes are way better. They don't suffer from these sorts of problems. When I was researching this issue, I remember that I was advised that eventually the palettes would come good. So this is a palette I've had for perhaps 40 years. I bought it in Jackson's in Fremantle. Let's get it a bit wetter. But you can see that the paint does actually move on the palette and doesn't really suffer too badly from the point of view of puddling. So I'm guessing you don't want to keep your palette for 40 years. You want to use a new palette. This is perhaps a very cheap palette, but I just want to show you that as soon as you put a dab on there, it puddles straight away. This can be a real nightmare if you're trying to mix colours. The puddling just is a nightmare. So, how do you fix it? And of course I turn to the font of all knowledge, the internet, and just want to show you there's nothing up my sleeve. I've got a fairly normal set of paints here, and some people advocate using sandpaper or steel wool to rough up the surface. I think that's altogether too drastic. I've seen recommendations to use household cleaners like Vim and Ajax. We don't have that around the house. They're a bit abrasive and they're strong chemicals as well. So then I realised that there's a mild abrasive that we use around the house all the time. What's the active ingredient in here is a thing called diatomaceous earth. Now, diatomaceous earth is just a fossil. It's a fossil created by largely marine organisms, and in Victoria we have the surf diatoms, are very common visitors to the coast. They can float in the foam and they leave a characteristic shape on the sand like this. But with time, the diatoms, which are mainly have a silica skeleton, and when they die they sink to the ocean floor and they form these quite large sedimentary deposits. So all I'm going to do is this is an old bit of toothpaste. It's getting too old. You don't have to use the fanciest toothpaste in the world. You just have to look for, you can see the ingredients there. Hydrated silica is what diatomaceous earth is. Sorbitol and glycerin are things that are common in toothpaste. It's probably also got can't see here, it's got tartar control and whitening, but it's sure to have fluoride as well. So I'm just going to put some on the plate, on the palette, and find a toothbrush. This is not my current toothbrush, by the way. I do have it for sprinkling watercolour. And what I'm going to do is just give this a really good scrub. And going to clean that, get rid of this toothpaste. And now you should find that the paint doesn't bead anywhere near as much. Could probably do a bit more on there. And if you go to mix the colours, you've got a much better chance of mixing quite a good amount. So, just using common toothpaste, look at the bottom of the rack of toothpaste in the supermarket. Make sure you look for the hydrated silica, and you should be able to very soon get your palette to the nice state where the water doesn't bead. See ya.